I wrote pages.
It's recording right now.
I'll cut that out.
Hold on. Let's put a restart on that.
All right. So, are y'all ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, hello, welcome back. This is our fourth and final Critless, or not Critless, just Literary Circle podcast. And well, we finally made it to the end of the book. Guys, anybody have any thoughts about the ending, how it went?
It was an ending.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Fair enough. Greg?
It was very interesting to hear her talk to people that she wanted to see, like, little.
Yeah. Do you have
My
anything?
favorite part of it.
The end?
Yeah.
Was it because the book was over, or was it because the end was good? Both, yeah. Fair enough. No, yeah. But, alright, I guess, well, my role was the summarizer, so I might as well just start us off with a little summary. I'm not going to read it word for word, but basically, the end of the book, from the last chapter to the end, it's basically just, it's like, she reflects on her journey, she reflects on everything, she reflects on her life, and she, like, goes through the challenges of everything, and putting herself back out there into the world, because she got that bone marrow transplant. It was showing a lot of success. Like, she was trying to, like, get back out there, but it was really hard for her. Anxiety, depression, because she was so blocked off from society. She just kind of got thrown back out there. So she was very, like, upset, depressed all the time, but she then, like, changed her perspective because of her illness. Like, she was like, yeah, you have to live life and you have to appreciate the little things. You have to, like, the small moments you got to appreciate. And I think that, like, just the ending was just a beautiful way to end the book, like, showing how she overcame and how, like, her perspective on life changed, because it just describes humans and how we are.
Yeah. A question that we have to talk about is, what do you think is the overall message in this story?
All right, I kind of already said it whenever she said that that she changed her perspective. I think we all need to change our perspectives on life, because I feel like we don't focus enough on the little things. We don't focus on the little achievements. We only care about our greater achievements. Like, who cares? Like, if you're writing an essay, right? You read that first paragraph, that's an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
You read the whole essay, that's an achievement. But, like, you have to appreciate the little things and the little steps that it took you to achieve that bigger goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the overall message was, like, to appreciate everything. Appreciate what you have.
What do you guys think the target audience was for? Because I feel like this was, like, for everyone, like, above the ages of, like, 13, I want to say, for, like, a mature audience. Because if you show this to someone who that's, like, 6 years old,
yeah, they won't know.
Yeah, but like, someone's, like, 13 or, like, maybe going to adulthood, that this is a good book that they can
for
learn.
sure.
Anyone, like, teenager and above, in my opinion.
I agree.
I thought it was also good for people who are also struggling with some kind of health issue.
Mm-hmm.
So then they could see themselves in the book and have representation, which is something that she struggled with a lot throughout the book.
Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah, I think I agree with what Ricky said, how, like, as soon as, like, 13, like, because this, like, I wish I knew this before going into high school, like, appreciate the little things.
Well,
but,
we could have been reading this instead of The Element.
Yeah, for real. Instead of The Element, this book would be so much better.
I skipped The Element. I wasn't here for freshman year.
Oh, you weren't here for freshman year?
In my opinion, and this is something I say, like, during the first...
No, do not say it.
The Element was actually a good book.
No, you're so wrong.
But back on track. What do you think was why do you think the author wrote this novel? Like, what legacy are they trying to explain?
What legacy?
Or are they trying to leave? Sorry.
I think they were just trying to teach us, like, I feel like if we read this at 13, like, they were trying to teach us that, this goes back to the message of the book, like, that what I think was the message, like, appreciate the little things. So I think the legacy that, like, she's trying to leave is, like, that no matter what, like, how hard things can get, like, it can get better, and to appreciate everything.
So, I have, like, a little bit of a differing opinion. Before I go to that, what do you guys think the message is? I'm wondering if it's the same or different. Sorry.
Okay, for me it was like what you said, like, appreciate the little things in life, but also, like, try and find yourself, like, with a journey, like, talk to people. but you hear about like with little Joey, she was like wondering like who the person is, like why they're in jail, and she later on she went on a trip and she see all the people and saw her. So mine was like take a trip maybe to find yourself, but also appreciate the little steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, I thought, like, the purpose was kind of just, to, like, talk about, her struggle and how she got past it and, like, how she coped with everything.
Yeah, that's my, like, that was my kind of thinking, because, like, throughout the book, like, one of the main themes that we're running was basically just grief, her suffering, and then her, like, constantly getting set back by it, and then having to forge past it anyway.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Alright.
So I was the connector. So for connecting into your own life, I chose the quote, "I'm beginning to understand that no matter how much time passes, my body may never fully recover to what it once was. That I can't keep waiting until I'm well enough to start living again. It's a bitter concession, but a necessary one. While it might not be possible to move on from illness, I have to start trying to move forward with it," which is page 212 to 213. And then it took me a while to say I was a cancer patient. Then for a long time I was only that. It's time to figure out who I am now. That's from page 215. I connected this because I've struggled with poor health conditions since I was a kid. And a lot of the time when you have like bad health and it shows, it feels like all you are is your illness. And so even after like I've been getting better, it's still hard to like take the idea that I'm not just like a sick kid and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like how people view me. And so it's like you gotta like work on learning how to live without the illness, which is hard.
Yeah.
And then connect to your community. In the hour that follows, the girls this is when she was visiting Ned and talking to the girls at his school about her cancer. So she says, in the hour that follows, the girls raised their hands one after another and asked dozens of questions about my road trip and writing. They nod brightly and encourage me as I speak, which helps settle my nerves. Then they begin to share their own stories. A day student whose parents were from Bangladesh talks about the difficulties of switching between cultures at home and in school. Another talks about how her father unexpectedly died and how much she missed him. A competitive athlete with honey-colored freckles later pulls me aside to talk about her own cancer diagnosis a year earlier. Before, if you had asked me who I was, I would have identified as an athlete, she says softly. But now I'm not so sure, because cancer does a weird thing to you. It takes who you are and what you think you know, and throws it all in the trash. And that's from page 227. And my connection was to the English discussions, because a lot of the time when there's like a heavier topic, kids will share like a lot about like more personal things, and it'll encourage other kids to share more personal things about their own lives. And it's like encourage like a discussion about more like in depth into who these people are. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Ricky?
I got it. My role was legend, and let's get started, shall we? This time I was supposed to choose 3 passages from the book to why it was written as a memoir, so let's get into it. My first 3 reasons, followed by quotes, is 1, I think she wanted to show like the journey of her life, specifically like to inspire and reach out to people, like she did with the New York Times like panel magazine thing. I think she took that and wanted to put that in a book. And the quote that I got for that is, "The tangling of so much cruelty and beauty has made of my life a strange discordant landscape. It is left with me an awareness that haunts the edge of my vision. It can be lost in a moment, but it's also given me a jeweler's eye. If I'm thinking about my illness, abstracted from its impact on the people around me, then the answer is no. I will not reverse my diagnosis if I could. I would not take back what I suffered to gain this." And I think from that message she wanted to like connect and leave something for audience. As for number 2, I think she simply just like wanted to tell her story, leave a legacy. And what better method to do that when writing books is there as done a memoir. The quote that I chose for that, however, is, "The power of story is to heal and to sustain," she wrote. "And if we are brave enough to tell our own story, we realize we're not alone again and again." My final reason was what I thought the theme of the story was, in my opinion, which was like grief and how to deal with it. And this is a big quote, so I'll just I'll paraphrase it a little. What if I stopped thinking of this as pain, as something that needs to be numbed, fixed, dodged, and protected against? What if I tried to honor its presence in my body, to welcome it into the present? I used to think healing meant ridding the body of and the heart of anything that hurt. It meant putting your pain behind you, leaving it in the past. But I'm learning now that's not how it works. And I'm also seeing that I have a few typos.
You're good.
Very good. Don't worry.
All right. Was that your final one?
Oh yeah, that was my final.
Okay.
All right, Greg. You want to go over yours?
Yes, so mine was the literary guru. So the ones that I chose was flashbacks. I probably will pronounce this wrong. Antidotes
Yeah.
and
Yep.
colonialism.
Oh yeah.
Colloquialisms. Thank you. So the first one I used as an example for flashback was the nagging voice in my head whispered, "Don't get too comfortable. Just one day I'll be coming back." And that's like an example of her like fearing the cancer might be coming back due to
Yeah.
her being in the hospital, just fearing the cancer like that one day it might just come back and ruin her life again. That he can't handle again. That he gets a flashback reminding you. For the antidotes, the ones I chose was, I guess you could call this a big adventure. I had to sell my house. I had trouble finding a place to stay and place to file forward. So this is my final for now. That an antidote is an account of a particular event, isn't it? In this part of the story, she's like now on a trip trying to find herself, but also like talk to many people as well. So that's what I chose for my antidote. And for the
I can't.
yeah, yeah. So this one's words slang for something. An example I knew was when he was talking to a little GQ, when he tells about the public house that he lived was AGLED, which stands for Agricultural Land Conservation. So yeah,
Nice.
but still that was
Well,
Those are all rules.
we're almost done, but I still have a little bit part of my role that I still need to explain, which I kind of already explained, but
Yeah.
I was supposed to also find 4 key points, and
Nice.
like with quotes, and I was like, the one quote was, but I quickly realized that re-entry was far more complex than I had imagined. Instead of feeling liberated, I felt untethered and vulnerable. Like a sailor lost at sea without a compass or navigational tools. So this went back into whenever I was talking about how she felt lost whenever she like went back into the real world after like being cured of like her cancer and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my second quote was, cancer had left me with a heightened awareness of time's relentless march, and I found myself wanting to capture every detail and every feeling, to hold on to the moments that mattered most. And that also goes into appreciating the little things,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But I already explained all this. And then
Yeah.
the last quote is, every day was a new battle with the demons inside my head, a relentless struggle to keep my balance in a world that still felt foreign and hostile. And this was also talking about how like she describes like the mental illness part of like being outside, like the depression and the anxiety and how it's all like affecting her.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is it. That is
All right.
all done, because I'm not going to read this whole apes paragraph because it is longer than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our last and fourth thing, and we're done.